Hello everyone and a very happy new year. This is Fareen and I welcome you to take a tour in my spacious world of million masalas. Using some of those, today's recipe is Matar Pulav. So these are the ingredients that we are going to use for making the Matar Pulav. So let's just begin. For a better understanding, I have just placed out the ingredients that will be needed in making this pulao. Let's just have a look. These are very basic masalas that we definitely have in our pantry. First up here is some cumin seeds, that is jeera, without which our Indian cooking cannot be done. Then I have taken 2-3 pods of cardamom, that is also known as elaichi. After that I have got 8 to 10 pods of black peppercorns. Then we have got 4 to 5 cloves, 1 star anise, 1 big or black elaichi or black cardamom. Then I have 1 inch cinnamon, dalachini. Then I have 2 small bay leaves. I have got 1 handful of garlic. These are roughly around 8 to 10 pods of garlic that I have taken. Then I have 1 whole cup of matar or green peas. I would highly recommend, if you have fresh matar or fresh green peas, please use that. I had the frozen ones, that's the reason I'm using it. By all means, you can use the fresh ones. So this recipe is very basic and only limited to putting peas. If you wish, you can by all means add potatoes, add tomatoes, customize it a bit here and there. I usually put potatoes, but this recipe that I have made or curated in fact is only with the basic masalas and matar. So next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the exact pulao what my mother makes, putting alus, putting tomatoes, putting ginger garlic paste, and then creating some sort of a watan, hirva watan, and then adding it into the masala. So that is recipe number 2 of Matar Pulav that you will get on a later stage. Today is the basic version and it really tastes delicious. I can assure you that at the end you will be surprised as how basic the ingredients are going to go in, and the result is going to be amazing and scrumptious. So this is like a quick recipe with minimal ingredients. I have 1.5 cup of rice which has been cleaned with 2-3 waters and then it is soaking for an hour. Whenever you are making rice dishes, it is highly recommended or a prerequisite to always soak the rice at least for an hour and then you can use it. Higher the better. If you're using Sela, by the way, Sela basmati rice, it needs more time soaking, like 2.5 hours, but this is the basic version of the rice, so 1 hour is we are good to go. My sister and I were having a small chat the other day, and at that time we realized that there has to be a basic video wherein you understand how to make perfect rice every time with all the measurements and quantities. So that also video is going to come up very soon, so stay tuned to it, and it's going to be a very fun video with all the tips and tricks what I have learned. So next here we have 1 medium onion which I have taken, and I'm going to use little ghee, like 2-3 spoons of ghee, and then I'm just going to cootify the lasan or the garlic that we have, and we're going to use it. So as I have taken frozen peas, that's the reason I'm going to wash it, and I'm going to pour in water so that the peas can rehydrate. So we are going to take our onion and just remove the tips off, and then we are going to slice them thinly. I have some green chilies, 3 to be precise. This is my spice tolerance. If you want to add or you want to reduce, it's up to you. Adding green chilies here, and then I'm going to chop it finely, and we are going to add it to the later stage. So next in succession is the garlic. We're just going to pound it a bit into little chunks. Next I'm going to take some mint leaves and some coriander leaves, and I'm going to chop it. So next up are our powdered masalas. The first one that will go in is coriander seed powder or dhaniya powder, which is 1 tablespoon. I have just roasted it, dry roasted, and I have crushed it into powder. Same goes with the cumin powder, which is jeera powder. That is also 1 tablespoon. Then there is 1 tablespoon of salt. Salt is always according to your taste. We use less salt. You can definitely add salt as per your taste. Then I have 1 teaspoon of garam masala powder. Now let's begin making the pulao. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So on a low flame, I'm going to heat my pot. Once my pot is heated, I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of ghee into it, and I'm going to wait till the ghee starts melting. Always consider taking a bigger pot or vessel for making pulaus so that the rice has enough space and it can cook evenly. We use less of a ghee, that's the reason I've taken this much. If you use more ghee, you can definitely add. So I'm going to add the jeera first, and I'm going to let it crackle for a bit, and then I'm going to add the other ingredients, whatever dry ingredients that we had seen earlier. I'm going to put it. While putting elaichi or the cardamom, big, small, both, we have to keep in mind we just have to open the pot so that the flavors are released equally and are distributed evenly. Otherwise, if the pods are closed, the seeds have got a lot of flavor and it gets trapped inside the seed itself, or the entire pod. So you just have to puff it up a bit. You just have to open it and put it. It's very easy. You can exactly do the way I'm doing it in the video. Once your onions are in the ghee, just break it up a bit, and we have to cook till the onions have become brown in color. We have to make it like a barista. We don't have to burn it. It has to be golden brown, more than golden brown. I'll show you it in the next clip. After sauteing for some time, add in your garlic, and then we have to saute it till the onions have turned till the point of this color. To prevent the onions from burning, we are going to add little splash of water at this point, and we are going to just saute it for a bit, and then we are going to add in our green chilies. So we have cut the green chilies. If you have kids at home, you can definitely keep the whole, but I like it more spicy, and that's the reason I've chopped it and I have put it. Now is the time for a star ingredient to get into the onion and the garlic masala that we were sauteing for quite a bit of time now. We want to saute the peas till the time the raw smell or the raw taste of the peas go away. So the onion, peas and the garlic are going to get some love from our powdered masala, that is the cumin, coriander, salt and garam masala powder, and we are just going to saute it till the time the raw flavor or the smell goes away from the masalas. Now is the ingredient, or rather H2O, water, which is going to go in. So here we have to be very careful. We have to understand the proportion of water. Usually it takes 1:2 ratio. 1 cup of rice gets 2 cup of water. So we have got 1.5 cup of rice. So usually it should get 3 cups of water. But we have already soaked the rice for almost 1.5 hours. We are just going to put 2 3/4 cups of water, which means I'm not going to put 3 whole cups. I'm just going to put 2 full cups, and the third cup will be around 3/4 cup. Then we are going to cover the lid and let the water come to a roar boil. Once it comes at this stage, then only we are going to add our rice into it. Prior to this, we are not going to add our rice. I have drained the excess water from the rice. I'm going to add it. Before that, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Adding vinegar to a roaring boil water will help our rice not to stick to each other. So we'll have a very khila open up rice. So I have added the rice, and yes, I have cleaned the entire bowl and have even added that. Using the kind of spatula that I am using, we are just going to stir the rice only once or twice. You can check. So I just stirred and I put the lid so that there is one boil. We're just going to stir it up once, and this is the perfect stage for you to check for seasoning. Once you understand that the seasoning is perfect, you can go ahead. Otherwise, you can adjust it. I found the seasoning to be little less, so I added salt to it. This is the exact way how you are going to puff up your rice. If you want to stir it, you have to only stir it occasionally. You cannot stir it every time. So when you're doing it, you just have to puff it from the edges, And at this stage you can see that the water is completely dried off. I'm going to just add the coriander and the mint to it, and I'm going to give it a final stir, and I'm going to put for dum. So you can definitely put aluminum foil down and place it for dum, but I wanted to show you all this. That's the reason I did not put aluminum foil. When there are holes like that, what you can do is you can just add one clove to it, and the entire dum is going to stay inside, it's not going to come out. So once it is done, I've kept it for 5 to 7 minutes on low flame, and after that I have just turned off the flame and I have kept it as it is for another 7 minutes. This is very important to get a nice rice. If you keep the rice closed for 5 to 7 minutes after the flame goes off, it's going to still have the cooking procedure is still going to carry on, not going to turn into soft mushy rice. So here, as you can see, if I'm puffing it up even, it's puffing up nicely and single grain of rice is seen. So I'll just dish it out and you'll be able to see how it is. Wow, mashallah, mashallah, mashallah. The fragrance and the taste, both were amazing. I'm sure this is the easiest Matar Pulav recipe that you would have come across. I hope you enjoyed the recipe as much as I have done creating it. Do try this and tag us on Instagram and let us know how this turned out for you in the comment section below. Alternatively, you could even give me suggestion on what would you like to see me create with my million masalas. Till then, like, share and subscribe to this channel to know which masalas I'm going to use next from my world to create some mouth-watering recipes for you. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Bye-bye.